This is Opposite Attractions. This week's challenge, let's get seasonal.
Welcome to Opposite Attractions, ladies and gentlemen, the show about theme park design that's technically possible. I am your host, Scottye Moore, and joining me, as always, is Jim Murphy. Mighty is he, Jimmy Ababa, has ideas for all the parks ready to see.
My apologies for not dressing like a Studio 54 valet, like you happened to me.
Is that the vibe that we want to bring to this week? Is that the vibe we want? Is the new season is going to be all sung entrances for Jim?
That's scary.
So D23, my least favorite Dungeons and Dragons dice happened this weekend, and from what I read on Twitter, the main takeaway was Epcot? Stuff happened at Epcot! Like, that's really everything. Like, Mary Poppins is getting an attraction, which means you're gonna get to meet and greet with Mary Poppins in a more themed area, I guess. Nothing with the good boy Fidgement, even though apparently they teased it, but then said nothing else about him. What am I missing?
Well, the tease I heard was that a conventioneer, whatever you want to call them, asked an employee, and an employee was like, wait till Sunday, wink, wink, smirk, wink, and then nothing happened at all. So either they were just planning, like, hey, if people ask about Stitch or Figment or anything that they love, just tell them to wait.
Yeah.
And then smile.
Okay, so we had that. What's the new pavilion? Is it Brazil?
They didn't announce that either, probably because of political reasons.
Fuck me. I thought, didn't they announce something involving a new pavilion?
Brazil was announced on Twitter by a hospitality company that said that they were sending like somebody to Brazil to recruit employees. But that happened on like Thursday afternoon, I think. And then
yeah. But
Disney didn't say a word about it.
Okay. So that's fucked.
They announced the 3-story like festival center thing that's going to be in the middle of Epcot. They announced that. They announced the Moana water sidewalk. That's
okay. That's what I'm forgetting. I knew they had something. So essentially, they're going to take those little water things you can go run through and just put a cardboard cutout of Maui in it and be like, it's this now. It's that.
The joke is you should have said they're going to say you're welcome. Is the joke, I think.
I did hear, like, I more preferred reading what people wanted to happen because, God, they had some retheming the Perry the Platypus, Perry the Platypus, retheming that to be, I think someone said DuckTales themed would have been very, very good, but we got nothing of that. But what's the new deal with Epcot? Because aren't they completely retheming it now?
So it's Future World is going to be dead at some point in the future, which it's past Future World.
Fine, okay.
The side that features, and this is weird because the way they mapped it out is the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is for some reason called Cosmic Rewind. I don't know why, except you go backwards at the beginning.
I think that's the only reason. The only reason is because it's a backwards launch.
That, Mission Space, the Space Restaurant, and Test Track are going to be called World Discovery, I think was the word.
Now, keep in mind, all of these seemed very futuristic themed, but no, it's not Future World. It's the discovery of the world, I guess.
The center, which is Spaceship Earth, the 3-story like lounge thing,
yeah,
and I guess Imagination and the Odyssey is included in this section. Is called World Celebration. I don't know why. It's like the festival breakdown.
And yet they removed the best celebration of culture there is in the form of Club fucking Cool. That's the true way I traveled the worlds at Epcot, was by drinking Beverly and realizing, wow, Italians are probably sad.
They have not actually said the Club Cool is going away, just that it could be put somewhere else or utilized somewhere else.
I guess they could put it in the space restaurant, maybe. They could put it there.
The land and the seas and the Moana wet walkway are called World Nature, I think was the thing. Which is weird given that there was the rumor that the land and seas both were going to get tore down.
It's not that I hate it, because I do like the rebranding. It's just, I don't know. It's an uncomfortability. I don't like change. I don't like the change.
The thing is it's hard to picture Epcot with Future World West, like, not there anymore.
Oh, yeah,
like,
easily.
It's gonna be gone. So you're gonna walk out of... Oh, and I think they said they're changing how you exit Spaceship Earth, so instead of going out the sides, you're just gonna, like, kind of come out the back.
Okay, is that possible?
Well, they're redoing the whole... They said they're refreshing everything up to the printing press, and then, like, everything from the printing press after is gonna get, like, completely redone.
Well, I think it has to at this point.
So I'm assuming when you exit the ride, you'll walk straight down. Because I mean, if you exit it now, you go straight down that little walkway, and then you have to turn left or right to leave. So they literally could just put a door straight ahead, and you would be fine.
Now, the one question I have about this refurbishment is Afro Betty, Queen of Technology, in her yellow turtleneck going to stick around? Because, gosh, she's my favorite part of that ride. I love seeing her every time.
They could put her and Dr. Jerry Lewis somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah. In addition to the Epcot news, they basically told us a lot of shit we already knew. Like, there's gonna be a Mickey Mouse ride. It took out one of the best rides that we had, but we had to give Mickey a ride, I guess.
The ride vehicle's pretty cool. I like the idea.
Yeah, the ride vehicle looks very, very good for it. It's just, hey, maybe you could have just updated Great Movie Ride with new great movies. No, we're just gonna put the new weird disturbing Mickey. He gets his own ride now.
The thing I would hate about them updating the Great Movie Ride is that it would be like Frozen, more Frozen,
Star Wars,
yeah, and then like Captain America's butt would be the end.
America's ass. It's like the end of when you ride Kong Skull Island and you go by this giant animatronic of Kong's head, except it's just a giant animatronic of Chris Evans' ass, and you just get to walk around as it slaps together.
Why does it have banana breath, though? That's weird.
In other news, I'm now sad because the one thing I could have possibly afforded to take home from Star Wars Land as a souvenir will now get me arrested at TSA because apparently... how about this? I feel like if they didn't refer to the Coke bottles as thermal detonators, TSA would have been fine. But because they call them thermal detonators and make reference to them being a bomb in a fictional series, TSA's like, nope, that's totally a bomb now. This is a bomb. And the closest thing it looks like to a bomb is a snidely whiplash fucking black bomb with a wick coming out the end of it.
I wonder, though... I mean, I think the problem with the new lightsabers is that they're like 3 feet long, but are they allowed? They're also a fictional weapon. And I think you would do more damage if I'm pretty sure if I swung that at your head, it would probably hurt a little bit. I don't know if the detonator would do anything.
Yeah, I'm watching a guy on Instagram who he made the garbage pizza chicken quesadilla thing that was streaming for a while. And literally the next day, to keep audience retention up, I guess, he went to Disney World to go to Star Wars Land. and he knows nothing about Star Wars. So he walked into the lightsaber thing just like, "Can I make a sword? Where's my sword? Can I make a sword?" And they were blatantly like, "No, no, 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 this is not a sword, it's a lightsaber." He's like, "I made a sword, yay!"
Did you see the Coca-Cola droid, like, stand? Did you see that
No,
thing?
what?
They in Hollywood studios, they have a stand that sells. It looks like a regular, it kind of looks like a regular Disney, like, Coke, like, stand.
Yeah.
But it is themed, and it has a droid on the front of it, like, off to the side, like, controlling it, I guess. I don't know if it makes noise. I haven't seen any information on that, but...
Oh, that's very, very good. I love that quite a lot.
I did say on Twitter that I do think that the TSA is just worried that if one of those Coke bottles goes off, a target will appear.
Fuck you.
Because Disney partnered with them to put like put their store in Targets or something, and none of them are coming to anywhere near me, which is very sad.
Yeah. I enjoy the response that was given when I think it was Iger was asked, "Hey, what about all the where are the characters? Because there's like Chewie and a few other ones."
I think that was Chapek I think Chapek was the one.
Was it Bob Chapek? And they're like, "Where are the new characters?" And he goes, "Look around you. All of our cast members. These are the characters. These are what you come to see." At which point someone said, "I forgave him for Figment. I forgave him for this. I forgave him for that. But I will not forgive this dumb fucking sentence, Chapek. Damn it."
His Figment wasn't his fault. I don't think anything involving Figment was his fault. It is his fault for not wanting to pay entertainment.
Jim's slow defense of Chapek begins.
Because Chapek didn't start until after Galaxy's Edge was even like announced.
Yeah.
So it isn't so like when he was acting like an asshole at the opening of the California one, it's like, man, this wasn't your idea. You would have made it look worse than like the original California Adventure, which was really bad.
My favorite was somebody put the difference between Disneyland and Disney World. The Disneyland opening had George Lucas himself, movie stars, Bob Iger, everybody. The Disney World opening had a shitty, expensive animatronic and the guy from Breaking Bad.
I think it was actually a person in prosthetics, but still.
Yeah,
that's all they got.
But Jim, this is not a podcast where we do nothing but shit on Galaxy's Edge. It's also a podcast where we shit on the Epic Universe, the newest theme park coming to Orlando. And we're making our own Epic Universe, and it's going to literally destroy the reputation of the other one by being the most dangerous theme park known to mankind. And last week you gave us a challenge, and that challenge was instead of going down the danger road, you just took the other path and said, "I want to make a ride that changes with the seasons." And I'm really interested to see where you're going with this.
I didn't actually make a ride. I did make something. I did not make a ride.
Okay, so you meet and greet Mary Poppins. And
so, it's actually Belle, and sometimes she's dressed in winter clothes, and sometimes she's dressed in summer clothes. My idea is a stage show. It is a very what's the word I'm looking for? You'll know the stage when you see it. It's a
weenie-esque of a stage.
No. Well, you walk into this arena and you look up onto like the set and you're like, that looks familiar. And at the front of the set is kind of a little stage area that a host will come out on. And as you sit there, you hear this voice that says, "Welcome. This is American Ninja Warrior presents a series of unfortunate events."
Fuck yes!
Hero matches for series of unfortunate.
I accidentally set off Siri.
Siri wanted to get in on this. She was like, "Let me tell you about your ride, Jim Murphy."
Yes. So this is you know how in Raiders of, or at the the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, they pick people out of the audience.
Yeah.
We are also going to do that, but since no one would probably do this willingly, it will be done by a lottery.
It's a draft. We are going to draft you into this.
And it is literally a version of the American Ninja Warrior set that is completely open to all elements and basically follows the Postman's Creed of rain, shine, heat, or even darkness. I'm thinking we could do like an overnight show in complete pitch black.
Can this now be sponsored by Thor Ragnarok and we have an animatronic Jeff Goldblum being like, you must defeat my champion or else you will be here in the park forever. And it's going to be great. I want you to do your best, but just know he's going to slay you. Okay, so it's American Ninja Warrior. So what kind of obstacles do we have to face off in?
If you've ever seen the show, it's literally... I think we could probably switch them out every now and again.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted... there would be the water, although in the wintertime that might not be so much fun.
Yes, I was about to say that. Also, if we're going down the most dangerous thing in America route, could there not be water and instead just concrete?
No, I think we should at least... I did have the idea that as you walk in, like, you know how the outside of the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular has, like, vehicles and all kinds of things? You do pass vehicles, but they're all ambulances and helicopters.
That's very good. Or, you know, we could leave it concrete, and eventually it will fill up with a form of liquid. It won't be water. But there will be something to break your fall eventually.
I mean, the human body is 70% water.
Yeah.
Just land in that 70%, please.
Now, will the stunts change from season to season? Like, during the cold winter months, will you have, like, icicles you have to grab onto and pull across, but it freezes your hands?
There is, like, imagine... I mean, just the wall, like, the big, like the mega climbing wall, like the curved wall. Just imagine doing that in any season, let alone in the wintertime. I'm trying to do something that NBC is too afraid to do.
Those cowards.
This is a Universal property now that I think about it.
Yeah, so we're working it in. We're working with them. We're giving you ideas, Universal.
We could, since it is called a series of unfortunate events, we could put some kind of like Lemony Snicket narrator in moments.
So wait, instead of having the commentators who are just like, and he's going, Jim, and he's doing fantastic, he's going around the bend, instead it's Patrick Warburton just being like, let me tell you the unfortunate story of Jim Murphy, the man who decided to quest through and jump on the giant rubber balls, and it appears as though he has fallen on the ground. He is writhing in pain, the water is very cold.
It's either the narrator from the video game Bastion...
Okay.
Or the narrator from what is that? Is it the Stanley Parable where you got to like get out of the office building? It's
No. It's fucking GLaDOS. It's GLaDOS from Portal, and you have to defeat her quests to get to the end.
Yeah, if you win, if you defeat the Ninja Warrior obstacle course, you get cake. That's fine.
This thing is sponsored by like 5 different IPs at this point, but we're just gonna run with it. It's cool. So, speaking of sponsors, I did find a sponsor for mine, and it's, they've kind of fallen on hard times recently. They've not exactly put out a movie or a cartoon in a very long time, but mine is a ride, and instead of it being a ride vehicle, you are the ride vehicle, and, okay, follow me on this one. You get harnessed up in essentially what is a wingsuit, and then you are attached by a hook to your back, and now you are just laying on the ground, and you go into this cave-like area, and the first thing you see is a massive anthropomorphic moose on 2 feet, and he looks at you menacingly and says, "Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat." and then he pulls a rabbit out of his hat, and then
that never actually happened in the cartoon. I think he always pulled out the wrong thing.
Yeah. Well, no,
sleeve.
He pulls up something else, whatever it is, and then Rocky stops him before he even pulls anything out, and is like, "Bullwinkle, we need to teach our new recruits in Rocky's School of Flying." And as you go through it, then it becomes a test track situation where instead of it evaluating a car you've created, it evaluates your own personal body and shape. And so it does sections where you're like flying super fast and you're going back and forth, and then there's like sections where you're trying to get the curves right, so it's shooting you around these curves and you've got to figure out how to maneuver your body. And essentially it's teaching you how to use this wingsuit without dying. And so, like, Rocky's cheering you along every inch of the way, like, "You're doing it! You've got it, friend! You're doing fantastic!" And this part of the ride stays the same roughly all the year. What doesn't stay the same is what happens next. Because, of course, at the end of Test Track, they put you to test in real-world circumstances as they take you out and launch you down a freeway. Mine, however, does what I like to call an inverted drop, as you are then dropped, but you're held upside down. The wind is at your back, and I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but as you reach the base of it, it unhooks you and flings you out over a massive water park, where we're also going to have like different water park things, and it's then your goal to fly and see how far you can get. And then we'll have like cast members down there waiting to grab you and pull you in to safety after everything you've done. And all that really changes is the fact that during winter, the water park will be frozen over. And so the main goal during the summer is to see how far you can get. Winter is a whole different animal. That becomes the name of the game is aim, because there are going to be like 3 discrete holes drilled in the ice. And it is now your goal to soar through the air and ring one of the holes, lest you be flung to the earth and die in a horrific crash. So you're flung out, and you now have to put everything Rocky has just taught you about flying to the test as you soar through the air and try to get into one of these holes of water. Now that I'm thinking about it, the wingsuit may interfere with your ability to get out of the hole. You may die underneath the water, but hey, that's just how life is here in the epic universe. You may die. And, you know, well, like, we could have awards.
How about instead of holes in the ice, you just put up kiddie pools? How about that? Is a kiddie pool fine?
I feel like that's a little too shallow. I want them to go deep. Like, they're gonna get some speed up. Putting a kiddie pool is essentially putting a nice little splash before they crack their heads on the ice.
We can make it a little deeper. Like a dumpster? Like just a dumpster full of water?
So, yeah, okay. No. There's 3 holes in the ice, but if you want the ultimate points, you can try for the big dump at the end and fly into the dumpster. And of course, at the end of... there will always be awards for the person who flew the fastest, the person who had the most style points. Like, there's gonna be... no matter what, you're gonna get something out of this as you're flung out of this massive mountain.
The most broken bones, like on Skate 3.
Yeah. Or could we do this? The wire keeps going out of the mountain, soars you up, and you've got a button, and you get to choose when you do your death drop and soar down.
And if you don't hit the button, do you just get like reeled back in like the cord of a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, no. There will be a cement wall at the end of it. And if you keep going and keep gaining speed, you'll hit the cement wall. So it's a dangerous game. Also, not trying to hit the big dump or not aiming for the water is a secondary dangerous game because the pool goes up to the gate that then leads into the interstate on the outside, meaning that if you go too far, you will land in the middle of the road and get hit by a car.
The speed that would be needed. Because I think if you hit like 30 miles an hour, like off of it, if you went down like a ramp, like a water slide ramp, I think if you hit like 30, I think you'd only go like 75, 80 feet tops.
Well,
you would have to be going like well past that to get any sort of. I can only imagine the you know how when you go into certain rides they have the little warnings for like pregnant ladies and people with heart conditions.
Yes.
They would have to hand out a book at this thing. Like, have this book. Read this first.
Well, Rocky would also teach you, like, flap your wings to get more speed. Go on, Bullwinkle, show them how. And, like, throughout the whole thing, there's funny cartoons of Bullwinkle in your wingsuit trying out everything and then dying like Goofy's Wide World of Sports.
How about instead of actual wings, just putting them in a, like, flying squirrel-esque wingsuit?
No, that's what it is. I'm not putting them in fucking, like, dragon wings and expecting them to flap. It's like a wingsuit, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Batman suit from the Wile E. Coyote cartoons.
Yes, that's exactly what it is, and you're expected to soar across with it.
If you have a problem, just hold up this sign that says "Yikes," and we'll come and get you.
Yeah. So that was my idea for fucking Rocky's Flight School, now arriving at the Epic Universe. But we need something for next week, Jim. And next week, I really want to dive into this being the most dangerous fucking theme park in America. Because next week, I want us to make a ride. It does have to be a ride because there has to be a track. And the secondary caveat is at one point the ride vehicle must leave the track and then somehow land back on it. And how about this? Has to go airborne. You cannot pull some bullshit like you go into water and float across. No, you have to shoot into the air and then land on tracks on the other side.
If you remember, this park is not on the moon.
Yeah, but baby, we're gonna work with it. Johnny Knoxville taught me in Action Park that anything you set your mind to, it happens. Action Park, it told me that with a great power comes great responsibility. You know, the great lines that come from Action Park. Oh, also, how the fuck did we get through D23 without talking about the Good Rock movie and the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson fucking busted up with a fucking Jungle Cruise boat in a convention center and started high-fiving folks? Because that got me more hyphy for the movie than any trailer ever could.
I saw news of that, but I didn't see any pictures or anything. Was it like a legit boat?
Yes, he pimped in a Jungle Cruise boat. And I don't know if this is a quality that all Jungle Cruise boats have, but his, like, lifesaver, the little lifesaver thing, it did say the name of the boat was Tequila. And I just thought that's definitely because Dwayne loves tequila so much. Dwayne adjusted his boat to have tequila on the side of it.
Well, I don't know if it was the Florida version or the California version, but two of those boats have sank.
Oh, how? But I thought it was on a track.
It is on a track. It doesn't mean it can't get a hole in it and sink. It's in water. I mean, there is some, like, if you took the water out, it's not running on solid ground or wheels. It is floating.
Oh, yeah, you got a point there. Uh-oh, oopsie doopsies. But
I can't remember which two they are, but two of them did. I think they still use them, as far as I know.
Yeah, but from what people saw, like, said of the trailer, is apparently it is the Disney ride movie we've wanted since Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, it's that good, so I'm very happy for that. So, until next week, Jim, though, where could people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at apparentlysmart, and I've got some new art going up on the Etsy store probably in the next couple days, or probably by the time you listen to this. And you can go to itch.io and check out my game. It's called Survive the Magic. It's a little one-shot role-playing game about trying to be a social media influencer in the Magic Kingdom.
We need to do just like a special episode. How about for the 100th episode, we just play a game of it, and that's all we'll do.
Yeah, the funny thing is I've when I look over the what I designed, I don't know how easy and or hard it would actually be.
She was like, I've never play tested it, but it should be fine.
Yeah, I do eventually want to make a Epcot festival version.
Yeah,
eventually as a secondary piece.
It's an add-on. It's DLC.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at ScottyMo, SCOTTYEMO. My book's on Amazon. Check out my Fiverr account. To everybody who came out to see me at Dragon Con, thank you for coming out. We're recording this before Dragon Con, but it comes out after Dragon Con, so I'm just betting on everybody coming and hanging out with me. So thank you guys for that. Remember to check out all the other BS Network programs online at aloadofpurebs.com, ladies and gentlemen. And remember to support the show. Become a BS Moon Marine at patreon.com/aloadofbs. You get shouted out on the show of your choice like Ransom, Meltzer. You get access to the exclusive podcast. You paid for this. We got all kinds of perks for you at patreon.com/aloadofbs. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, where we're forced to jump the track like Donkey Kong Country, remember to find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?